maybe what do we want to talk about the big events that unfolded in the OUA this weekend?
Yeah, we got a couple Ottawa-born players. For anyone who watched the Ottawa U Queens game, it was a very exciting finish with Jackson Bennett, former Orleans Bengal, running a kickoff back 99 yards for the game-winning touchdown.
Unbelievable. I was watching that on the OUA.TV stream. I was working in the office. I had it on the computer behind me, and as the game started to wind down and things got closer, we tuned in, and man, Jackson Bennett, what can you say about this kid?
Yep.
Very, very highly touted in the CFL. Now, going back to our topic about what kids are doing and going to the United States, Jackson Bennett, in my opinion, is an example of a guy doing it maybe not the right way, maybe not the wrong way.
But he's doing it his way.
He's doing it his way, and he's doing it the Canadian way.
Yep.
This kid grew up playing for the Orleans Bengals organization, if I'm not mistaken. Yep. He won the midget championship against the last year that the Nepean was the Redskins. And I think under Ron Raymond's offense that year, he was by far the best player on that team, and he rushed in the championship for, I would say, over 400 yards.
Yeah, it was a very impressive performance. I mean, he was on a whole nother level compared to any other player on that field that day.
And we knew that kid was going to do some damage. He goes and signs a deal with Ottawa U, goes to school there, and within the first year, we know that this kid's going to be one of the star players at the GG's program.
Yep.
They switch him from running back to defense, and he's just an all-around football player. But this is a kid that is going to make pros. You know, he's going to be in the CFL, and he did so by going through the Canadian system, and I think we have to pay respect. I think a lot of kids these days are thinking that the OUA is a second option, or the CIS, and they don't understand how good a football that is, and it's getting better every year. And I personally, as a guy that played in the OUA, I'd like to see us build our fans up here and develop our own game.
Right. Yeah, looking at that, it should be built up more. I mean, you look at all the schools that don't have professional teams in their city, like a team like Queens or a team like McMaster.
Laval.
Yep, Laval. And they have great programs, but they're never shown enough.
Right.
Fans might not know what's going on there until the Vanier Cup or the Yates Cup or the UTEC or the Mitchell.
So one thing I will say, if you are interested in being a fan of U Sports, CIS, there's one show you got to check out. Check out Jim Mullen. Jim Mullen does the Crown Countdown U show on YouTube. He's gotten it onto the radio. He's gotten it onto Global even, I think, a few TV stations. They're based out of Vancouver, and they do a phenomenal job recapping and the U Sports, what's going on. They go conference to conference. They recap it. They have ex-OUA guys chipping in. They have guest appearances from notable players that have done well in there, and I look at him as being a real visionary. I love what you're doing. Shout out to Jim Mullen and his crew at KCU.
Yep. Just a couple shout out to some more players who born and raised in the Ottawa area. Guelph linebacker Riley Baines, he was in on 10 tackles over Western. And then Western offensive lineman Dimitri Pronko, he held the Guelph defense to only 1 sack. So
wow.
Pretty good offensive lineman down there in Western.
Hey, man, between Curly Gittins Jr., Jackson Bennett, there's so many guys that have come through the Ottawa system that, if you're a coach watching, you've played a very, very big role in the development of these kids. And that's what has to kind of fire us up as guys that have kind of aged out, and we still want to give back into the game. What HESN's trying to do, just to have a shameless plug, is we're trying to create other opportunities. If you come back as a player that went on to CIS, maybe went on to pro, you're coming back to Ottawa and you want to give back to football in Ottawa, NCAFA is the place where you come back to.